Welcome to writingalong.com. Today's episode is all about how to learn writing the easy way. And it really writing as the way, we talk about it here is just, self-expression, talking about what's going on in your head, how you're seeing things around you and how you're reacting to it. And writing is just one of the many ways that we can create storytelling. It's really the basis, it's the foundation of all forms that really take place in the world. Because it's one thing to, just talk about it and pass the story on, word of mouth, and it grows and develops, which is its own kind of art, right? There are certain cultural stories that are preserved that way, and to this day still are. Some cultures have some stories that don't ever get written down, but we're talking about writing here. Um, and in that case, let's really get through and get ahead as far as we can. Let go of all the noise that's kind of preventing us from getting started with writing. And if we want to learn writing the easy way, what we really have to do is write every day. I mean, write a sentence every day, write anything at all that is kind of selfishly yours. I don't just mean addressed to someone, I don't just mean immediately read and received, because the beauty of writing is when you're making it, when you're producing it, when you're creating your own cohesive piece of it, it's not really live. It's a very private process. It's something that's yours, that's your own. You don't really live stream the words that you're typing at when you're writing a book. Like it just, you could if you want to, and that's a totally different experience, I'm sure. But overall, historically, what it's always been is just this kind of, you silo yourself in, and just you're in this like chamber where everything is going on and everything is just brewing and all the words are coming together and such. And well, how do you get effective writing? I mean, I want this fast, I want this easy, right? What's the way? Just write something down for yourself in your notes, in your phone notes, on your laptop, your computer, on whatever you want, whatever's around you. When I was I felt like I was losing touch with my writing self a couple of years ago, and guess what? I was stuck at a job I didn't care about, but you found time to write, just on pieces of cardboard, and like it worked. It kept it alive, and that's what I want you to know too. It doesn't matter how much you write a day, just keep it alive, keep it active, keep it reminded. And I know I'm kind of externalizing it and putting it on the outside, but really it's internal. But there is some kind of separation between, how you're normally going about your day. Most of your day is, there's separated by passive stuff that's just, people talking, stuff on the outside. And then there's stuff that you're doing, actively choosing to do. Sometimes you may feel like you're living more of a passive life, like things are just coming to you and you don't have much control or say in how it happens. Those are really real moments in life that come about, even when you feel like you have a lot of freedom and who you are, that kind of stuff. And without getting into the philosophical side of that, let's just keep on the practical edge here. You can find that sense of self-control and just your own ability to make a decision, to take action in the world through writing. Just in something so small, it's these little minor forms of it, but guess what? They add up. I can tell you to write, especially if you're a beginner right now, go ahead and write 1,000 pages or something. But you could, and you'd probably learn a lot. But you can also just do a little bit every day for, I don't know, a year if you want, a couple months. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter. There's no golden point you reach as a writer. I talk about this, and it might be one of the more polarizing things. I get some disagreements. I have an episode on you can't practice writing. First video I made that got pretty negative feedback, and I'm willing to bet most people didn't watch it, because what do you mean you can't practice writing? I want to get good at it. I mean, practicing is inherently something that it implies that you're not there yet and you're trying to get there. It's so separate, but whatever you write it's okay. Like, it's good, it's okay, it's good to keep it. You don't record practices and release them to the public, but your early writing can still be something of value that has something. It can still communicate and convey stories. I really believe in just preserving yourself as much as you can through writing, and you do that just by a little bit every day, here and there. And that stuff, you don't have to look at it like, oh, this sucks, what is it, like or down the line a year later you're like, wow, I'm such a better writer than I was then. It's not really about that. It's more or less you have a deeper understanding and relationship with words as you're going to use them to apply what you need to. That's all a good writer really is, and really can be, and always really will be. Someone who just has a great grasp on how to use words to do things. Because, well, on the page, right, written down, most people, everyone feels these same core things. The human experience is it's varied, intensely wide in the array of different places you can find yourself in your life. Where do you find yourself in your life? Where are you right now? I can tell you this, though. There are some things that we would relate with. There are some things that everyone on earth would relate with. Just by nature, we share the same DNA practically, no matter how different we look. So you got to understand that. But as a writer, you're the one who is taking this role of this skill, this ability that you're crafting, that you're developing, but know what it is that you are developing and know how that process looks. It's getting to know what words to use and when. And you're not going to be there on the page looking through a dictionary at every single book you write, like, oh man, I need a word for this, I got to look it up. I need a word for this, I got to look it up. Like, that's not the golden place that you reach. That's not what exceptional writing is, because you'd spend a lifetime doing it. You'd never actually finish anything. But what the finish line looks like, what you want to kind of be, is you just feel comfortable. You know what words to use. And you do that by using them over and over again and not devaluing that early stuff that you do. Otherwise, you're just kind of beating yourself up. You're discouraging yourself. You're implying that it is linear, instead of thinking of it like, oh, I'm getting I'm getting better. I'm a better writer. This is when I was a bad writer. Now I'm getting better. Like a graph or chart going up or something. It's not like that. I like to think of it more as something comprehensive, like a sphere, right? There's a great sphere, right? If you're watching the video, you can see that. And the gravity of it, the mass of it, is just getting larger. It has more depth to it, more mass, more density, and because of that, it's attracting more around it, more and more. It keeps growing, and it's a little bit abstract, but I think you're following me here. That's how you want to be as a writer. That's how you want to grow and develop. It becomes more intimate with words. It becomes deeper. Not always like you're talking about these great deep topics, but your understanding of words is just wider. It's larger. It's more comprehensive. And because of that, it really allows you to pinpoint things that other people could never. They wish they could. And why are you able to? Is it because you're special? No, it's because you cared about writing. You wanted to develop it, and you did. Most people don't, but you're deciding to, and that's a great thing. And to know that it's this easy, you just got to write a little every day. I wish I can give you this very, very simple. You can just buy this and become a better writer. Like, inject yourself, take this pill, and that you'll be amazing at it. It's not like that at all. It's something a little different, a little more internal, a little more self-driven, self-defined, and just you learn writing easier too when you realize you're not a bad writer and then you're a good writer because you did this and that and this and that. You're just a writer the whole time. That's what you are, and you have to separate that. What you create, it kind of has a life of its own too. It's something you let go. And if you do feel like your identity is completely tied to your writing, like it's the same exact thing, you might be holding on to your writing a little too much. Because again, the idea is you're letting go of something, you're putting it out there, and if people are going to respond and react to it, you can't exactly say that they're responding and reacting to who you are as a person. If you're still alive, right? You still are. You're listening to me right now. That's also an important factor to keep in mind, because it might be embarrassing to think, well, I made this. It has my name on it. It's something, whether you released it or not. Assuming you released something, because as a writer, you're always postponing it. Like, oh, I gotta wait till then. I gotta wait till here, and that's when I'll be okay. That's when I'm where I want to be, and I'm mature enough as a writer, and that's when I can release something. You never get there. That place doesn't exist. And again, if you're looking at it like I got to reach here, just get rid of that idea, because it's not going to get you really far. It's going to keep you disappointed. It's going to get you stuck, and you're going to spend way more time than you need to trying to get unstuck from that place. Just understand your writing is okay right now. You're a writer, and what you create, don't worry about expectations. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. Don't worry about how people are going to react to it. You're not writing for specific reactions. You're writing because you want to be authentic. You want to capture something. You want to make something even more real. Something that most people wouldn't. Even this is the really interesting stuff. The stuff that no one else notices. That's where you get some kind of uniqueness. And you noticed it. And not only were you able to notice it, tons of people see things that other people don't see. I mean, they different angles, different minds, different lives. But when you do that and you can capture it and you can share it with others, now that's something amazing. And that's something that it's not difficult. It's really fairly easy. Write a little every day. Write something in your notes. Make an observation every single day about something small, something insignificant. It affects your life. It affects your writing. Check out on my website, How to Write a Book in 30 Days at writingalone.com. Completely free guide. Let it sit in your inbox. And I appreciate you checking out this episode. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by.